Hello, Christmas people. So can you believe that I'm at RAZ in May and we're talking tariffs? Like, what happened, Cynde?
It feels a lot like COVID, and I think I can speak for myself. I can speak for, I think, many people in this industry. We're fatigued. It's the same thing. Here we go again. But we're also strong, and we're going to make it through it.
Yeah.
That's why we're talking to you.
You know, when you say fatigued, I don't think people understand how this hit us in the industry and the timing. So can we just talk about January, what happens in January,
Sure.
And then how it leads up into the shipping process so that people at home can understand?
You know, 1 year out, you're planning your line. 1 year out, you're buying your line. Then you do all of that for January, for the January markets. We sell our goods in January for the Christmas of the following season.
Right.
So prior to all of these things taking place, our customers had placed the majority for 80% of everything we're going to sell for the whole year. All of that pricing, 80% of Christmas.
Yeah.
All of that pricing is off the table now. So all of the small mom and pops and, you know, small, medium, large mom and pops, the independent retailers in America purchased things in January thinking they had a plan, and now that plan is gone. Because we can't get it, right now we can't get it in. We're doing everything we can to get it in, but when it gets here, it's going to be a very different price point than what originally was planned. And I can't tell you what you're going to pay because I don't know what I'm going to pay. And there's a mixed bag of options out there. And that causes confusion, which then leads to the I don't know how to price things question.
Let's talk about, first off, we need to understand the basic numbers and then how the tariffs are affecting everything. So why don't you break it down?
What we do, I always say, we make people smile. That's what we do. We make people smile, and we make people's fourth quarter. So I started doing some math. And I'm not doing this for any other reason than to talk about what this industry means and what this tower means. I mean, the Dallas Market Center, or if you're at Atlanta Mart, wherever you are, this is an industry that brings a lot of economic dollars into the world, okay? So just our little story, our little RAZ imports, while we may be a Christmas importer and we may be small, what we put out in our financial world last year between our rents of distribution centers and warehouses and Dallas Market Center and at America's Mart and all of those things was $3.9 million. It's a lot of money that we put out into the world. Then if you take what we put out into shipping, and I'm going to say this really wholeheartedly because I love our SIA driver, I love our UPS folks, I love our FedEx folks. We spent $10 million in freight last year.
Wow. That
we put out into the various carriers. If we don't ship, they won't see that. Then our employees internally for RAZ Imports themselves, we have over 100 people on staff, and our team represents about $8 million of wages we put out into the economy.
Good grief.
Our contractors, meaning the folks that come in and do the showrooms and do our catalog, they're all amazingly talented people. That's another $2 million. Then we have this amazing thing called our rep industry that are such great people that talk about us day in and day out, and they're the boots on the ground. They're the people that we can't survive without. That was another $3 million that we paid out in commissions. And then our artists, that again, a big piece of what we do, and they're part of our family, paid over $500,000 out in royalties. So our little piece of this is about $26 million.
26 million.
And that's
you say little piece.
And that's expenses, okay?
Yeah.
Not our sales, and that's not what ends up in the retail dollars. But if you take that little piece and you times it by how many people are in all of these markets, hundreds of people, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of everything that it touches, from shipping to Main Street America, folks checking in merchandise, to our own people checking in merchandise, to people that work within these Dallas Mart centers, within the America's Mart. It's all part of the same community.
Yeah, and all of the Christmas companies do such an amazing job of spoiling us that everything is on time, done so well. It's when these kind of moments happen that all of a sudden we have to examine the realities of how hard you're all working and how we're going to have to navigate this next chapter.
And we all have to take a piece of it. We're working really hard with our with our partners in production, they are having to take margin cuts. We obviously are going to have to take margin cuts, which then is going to mean our end customer is going to have to take margin cuts. We all have to take a piece of this, which means the reps have to take a piece of it, the artists have to take a piece of it. Everybody's taking a pay cut to get this to the finish line. But what that does is it leaves us intact for 2026 also.